Hi, I'm Rayanna Starr with Empowering Women Entrepreneurs to Succeed in Business, and I'm here with Judy Fine, and we're doing a Fempreneur interview, something I've started to do in the group to help us all get to know each other better through a more up close and personal and interactive visual medium. And usually we'll spend anywhere from 15 to 20 minutes on these, Judy. And it's just an opportunity for me to interview you Oprah style. You're freezing. Okay, there you are. And find out a little bit about you on a personal level, but also find out why you do what you do and for who and how. But before we dive into it, what was your interest in doing this interview? Why did you take me up on it?
Well, I like the idea because I feel like in a Facebook group, there's only so much we can get to know about each other. So the one-on-one thing is a great way to just say, hi, here I am.
Yeah.
And I liked watching, I watched the one that you put up the first time. I forgot her name, but she's an artist in Switzerland.
Stephanie. Yeah.
Stephanie.
Yeah. Wasn't she adorable?
Totally.
Yeah. And I just posted one last week with, who did I just interview? Let me see. Hold on. She was great too. She was a past life regressionist.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Jackie Grossman.
Oh, I'll check it out.
Yeah, she was really interesting. Very cool lady. So, okay, so good. You took me up on the opportunity for exactly what I wanted to accomplish. Is it's a way for people to actually take a name off of screen and actually personalize it and go,
yeah, it's a great idea.
Okay, now I see who that person is. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So is that a real background behind you, or is that a
That is. If I was going to do a fake one, yeah. If I was going to do a fake one, it would be nicer than that.
Yeah, it's cute. So how long have you been in the group, Judy?
Oh, I don't know if it's even been more than a week.
Oh, you're brand new in the group.
Yes.
Hey. And what caused you to join our group?
I saw you on LinkedIn, I think.
Okay, so that campaign's working.
Yes.
And what was it about my outreach, the messaging that you said? Yeah. Was it that I wasn't pitching you something to begin with?
Well, it was an actual email. I mean, an actual message to me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes. And so at first I thought I get messages on LinkedIn all the time, and I end up ignoring a lot of them because they feel salesy. But this just felt like, I don't know, it just felt like a safe place to meet some like-minded people.
Good. That's exactly what I was hoping it was going to do.
So, it worked.
Good. Yeah. I mean, since we started that campaign about a month ago, we've really been able to grow the group a lot faster.
Awesome.
And it's been more international. We've had a lot of women from Europe, Africa, India be joining the group. So that's cool.
That's what's so cool about the internet today.
Yeah.
Totally.
I mean, I got to talk to Stephanie from Switzerland,
Absolutely.
It was just so cool. And then there was another gal who we're going to redo her interview because she didn't know what to expect. And we're going to redo it. And she's in Scotland.
Nice.
So I'm enjoying that, meeting women from all over. So where are you?
Absolutely. I'm in Maine right now.
Okay. What part of Maine?
It's called China, Maine. It's near Augusta and Waterville.
Okay. Because I used to be married to someone from Maine who is from Millinocket up by Mount Katahdin.
Oh, yeah.
So nice. Pretty far up there, I think. I love it. I loved Maine. Yeah. I haven't been there in years, but I love it. Yeah.
It's going to be our first time doing a New England winter in 5 years or something. So
why are you new to that area?
My husband and I lived in New Hampshire, but we were down in Florida for 4.5 years. And since last July, we were living in an RV.
For how long?
So from July until a month ago or something.
So you did like about, a few months on the road.
Yeah, we kind of went up the East Coast, and we haven't sold it or anything. It's just we had a sick, a person in the family, and we decided to stay nearby this winter. So the RV's just parked. I'm not sure. We might be hopping in it again. I don't know.
Okay.
It's all kind of up
I
in
have
the
a
air.
couple of friends that are doing that right now. One friend,
Mhm.
Angel, who's been doing that for a couple years off and on. She might go back home and stay there for a little while and then go back out a few months later. And then some other friends of mine, Pam and Mike, who started out in New Hampshire and
Mhm.
were there for a job opportunity that didn't work out, and then they started trekking across country, and they've been on the road for a few
Yeah.
months, and get their plan is to be on the road for a year and then figure out. So it's really an adventure.
Next, yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And that's another perk to, using the internet.
Yeah, and being an
Yes,
internet
plus.
net-based business and being your own boss. So tell me,
Yeah.
tell me what you do.
I am a vocal coach, a music teacher, and a musician.
Oh, how
So,
cool. Right on.
so
Yeah.
if you added up my hours every week, I spend the most time doing one-on-one vocal lessons. But the thing that I'm excited to talk about is I spent this summer revamping the website, and I had this membership program that was a vocal development membership program, and I have kind of revamped it. So since everybody with a singing dream, that dream lives inside a bigger dream. I decided to make these bundles that address, I keep going like this with my hands because
That's
some part of
okay.
me must be Italian.
Expressive. You're allowed.
This is the bigger dream right here.
The big, as opposed to the little.
You're right. I need to get bigger with that. What am I doing? But the idea is to, instead of just addressing the singing dream, I wanted to start to address the bigger dream. Because if you want to sing better, there's a reason. So maybe you want to sing better in your church choir, you want to write songs, you want to start a band, whatever it is. So I have a bundle that is called, for example, the Budding Songwriter, and that's got beginner music theory and songwriting modules. And then there's one for choir singers, group singers, that's got harmonizing and sight reading modules. And there's one for retired hobbyists that focuses a little bit on like karaoke and performance.
Oh, that's so cool. So mostly your vocal coaching is around singing.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
It's
and I do
not
some
like
creative coaching
speech
too.
impediments or things like that.
Correct.
Okay,
It's
gotcha.
singing. Yes. The one that's like nearest and dearest to my heart is a bundle called the Female Lead Singer. And that's basically everything I wish I had when I needed it. It's like there's a course called Building Creative Confidence, and that's covers things like limiting beliefs, imposter syndrome, performance anxiety, things like that. And then there's another module where I took my experience being female in a male-dominated world and sort of some of those challenges and how to kind of stay on track. And so that's the stuff that's like the closest to me, because dang it, if I could have had that advice 40 years ago, 30 years ago, not 40, 30 years ago. Oh God, it would have been so helpful.
What I love about what you're saying, and I hope you join this movement we're starting, but what I love about what you're saying is you took your pain and experience of something that you didn't get and you needed, and you used that to create something that could help people based on your experience of not getting what you needed, to help people get what you need. And you can tell you're passionate about it. You can tell your heart is into it. Like, well, if I can prevent other women from going through what I went through, then that's what I want to do.
You're totally giving me goosebumps. That's totally it. I also, I do confidence coaching, creative confidence coaching, and that's really what everything centers around. What I didn't have the confidence to be who I was. I didn't have the confidence to say to other people, no, I don't want to do it that way, or whatever it was. So it's really about, and what I call capital C confidence, which is knowing who you are and how you need things to be. Not the kind of confidence that, I'm really confident I can do math or something. I don't hear a lot of people say that example,
internal
but
confidence overall, just about yourself.
Who you are, yes.
Right.
And the confidence to be okay being who you are, even if someone else doesn't.
Okay, so get ready to get more goosebumps.
Okay.
All right, brace yourself. My business partner, Michael, and I have spent about a year just experimenting with, well, who is our client avatar? Who is our soulmate client? And we've really nailed it, and it's been a labor of love. And one of the things is starting a movement called the Permission to Be movement.
Mhm.
And I don't know if you've been seeing the posts in the
I
group.
have, yes.
I want you to go to one of the posts where you see everyone with the pick,
Mhm.
the I give myself permission to be, and then state what it is for you: confident, bold, ballsy, whatever it is. Take a picture of it, post it in there, and then explain why that means, why that's important to you. Will you
I'm
do
on
that?
it. I will.
Join the Permission to Be, baby. Yeah, because we are so in alignment, Judy, on wanting to empower women
Mhm.
and finding their voice and being seen and being given permission to have confidence and be out there and expressing yourself. I think it's
Yes.
wonderful what you're doing. And I
Thank
love
you.
your packages. And what I want you to do is, after the interview, I'll post this, the recording will have to do its thing. And then once
Mhm.
Zoom's done, I'll post it with a little written intro about you. And then in the first comments, put in your contact information, your website, whatever you want to say. I'm giving
Thank
you
you.
permission to promote with the contact information you want people to have who may
Thank
be
you.
interested. I can think of a couple of friends of mine that would find your work interesting. So definitely put a link about your website in there.
Thank you.
How did you get into this work? And tell me a little
Um,
bit about your own singing and musical.
yeah, I was a late bloomer as far as singing goes. I do have degrees. I have a degree in music composition, and that was part of my not being able to say what I want. So I ended up getting a master's in music composition, not because I didn't enjoy composition, but I really wanted to be in the world of pop. And I didn't acknowledge that for myself. I went into composition because there were people around me that thought that that was like the respectable way. If I want to write songs, that's the respectable,
For
or write music.
credibility.
Yeah, with this idea that I might become, I think, a professor in a university, which is, phew, as I was going for the master's, I knew that that was not my academia, was not my world. It was just not me at all. Very, very rule ridden, and I'm very much not a fan of other people's
Yeah, you're a
rules.
free spirit. You're an
Yeah,
artist. You make your own
yeah,
rules.
yeah. So I had that degree, and I kind of flailed in my 20s pretty severely because of that. I got married and divorced, all things that you know, were not the right thing for me to do. Well, the divorce was. But,
That's when
um,
things started turning around, right?
yeah, really. It took a little time, but yes, that was the first time I had to go through the guilt of doing what was right for me when it hurt my ex-husband. And that was a whole thing that I had to learn. But over time, what really sparked all of this is that I was already in my 30s when I discovered that I didn't have to be born a great singer. I discovered modern vocal technique, and I could suddenly sing the way I wanted to. And I was like, I wanted to start a support group or
Yeah.
something for troubled, singers or something. So instead, I took a course in this modern vocal technique and I got certified. And so I had already been teaching private lessons like piano and music theory and stuff, but I added vocal coaching, and that's become the primary thing that I do because that was the primary thing I loved when I first
And
got
that
into
was the thing
music.
where you experienced freedom of expression the first time too. Like that was the thing that changed everything for you, wasn't it?
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Yes. And then, there are little spots along the way. Like the first time I was able to pull off an Aretha Franklin song and the drunk women on the stage were high-fiving me. I was like, yes.
A little white girl singing a powerful Black woman's song and
Let's not
crushing it.
pretend that I'm Aretha Franklin, but I pulled it off. So
Awesome.
yeah,
So
it
what is
taught me
your
that you could.
genre? You said you wanted to sing pop. Do you have a lane that you like to sing in?
I like a lot of things, but somehow I've ended up in bands that do kind of Motown funk, like Aretha, and sometimes classic rock. So it just kind of depends. But I like, Carole King. I like jazz standards. I'm not a jazz singer, but it kind of depends. I'm very moody about what I like. So it kind of
Good.
depends what mood I'm in.
That's cool. Now, have you written anything yourself or
I made,
produced
I'm
any of your own CDs?
Yes, I made my own CD in the early 2000s. It was before I really discovered my voice. So it's not something I really show off now because I feel like, it was like an
It
older
doesn't
version.
represent you,
It's the
right?
before,
Okay. So is
So,
there a new CD in the future, do you think?
I've just recently sort of gotten back into creating things. So, and part of it's because it was first sparked because of these bundles, because like one module I'm working on to add to the female lead singer is what did I trying to think of the words I use? Oh, original cover tune, which sounds like a contradiction, but taking a cover song and making it
Your
sound
own.
original to you. Yeah,
Right.
exactly. And because I was doing things with that, I just found myself wanting to create more. So I have a feeling that that's in my not so distant future.
Oh, I hope so. That's great. Well, the way you could promote your service in my group is to
Mhm.
share stories of you with clients and them having a breakthrough, or sharing why you do what you do, and why it matters to you. That's
Mhm.
not pitching and promoting. That's sharing who you are. We really want to encourage women to be real and vulnerable in the group, and
Mhm.
share who you are and why you do what you do and what you want people to get out of it. I want to encourage you to be a regular presence in the group, expressing yourself, even a video of you working with someone if they give you permission, or you doing a little bit of a song, or you giving a
Mhm.
before and after. That's all allowed. Okay, so I
Okay.
want to give you permission to use the group to express yourself. Pitching and promoting is impersonal. It's about you getting something without anybody,
Right.
without an established relationship. What I want you to do is start establishing a relationship in the group. I want women to see that there is a different way, that we want to transform the way we do business by connecting,
Mhm.
collaborating, getting to know each other, spending time, and expressing ourselves in a unique way in the group. So I want to give you,
Permission to be.
yeah, permission to
Got
be creatively
it.
expressed and seen and heard in this group.
I love
So
it. I would love to do that.
today, I want you to do your permission to be and post it. Okay.
I will.
And it
I'm gonna
doesn't have
take.
to be in that post. It can just be your own post.
Okay.
I give myself permission to be blah, 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 blah. Take a picture, post it, and then write in the post above the picture, this is important to me because blah, 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 and tell a story if you want.
Okay.
Okay.
I like
All right.
it.
So who's your soulmate client? Who's your ideal client? Who's that? Like, if you could have your business full of the perfect dream client.
Mhm. Um, there are sort of two because I like to work with young girls also and try to get them before they have to overcome
So
their
what's
lack
that
of
age range?
confidence.
So let's start with that avatar. What's that age range? And tell us
Um,
everything, the internal emotional stuff as well as the
sure.
demographic stuff.
Sure. They're usually about 8 years old when they first start to want to sing and they want to emulate the singers that they see. A
So
lot of
you
times I would
moms
say the
out
most
there, excuse me, commercial break.
yes.
So you moms out there who have daughters that want to sing, encourage it. Don't try and
Yes.
get them in a cookie cutter, shoulda, coulda, woulda, or judge them or mold them into what you think they should be. But maybe you want to talk to Judy if you have a budding singer who's in that 8-year-old range, 8 to 10 years old, to
Mhm.
help her find her voice. What else?
And what happens sometimes is that because there's this misconception that singers are either born or they just don't happen. Like you have to be born a great singer. Because of that, sometimes these young girls, they have a weak voice, maybe they're a little bit pitchy. And sometimes parents don't think it's worth investing in that and they try to steer them in another direction. And so what I like to make clear is that first of all, you can teach a kid to be great at anything. It's just about putting time in and interest and passion. But the other thing is you get so much out of singing lessons that have nothing to do with being a better singer. And it's this confidence stuff and it's this being able to put your voice out in the world and whatever all these things are and having an outlet. For me, when I was in dark times, I never I always went to the natural high that I could get from a creative project, because I got that natural high when I was young. It was usually out of fear, like you're afraid to go on stage and perform. But when you walk off, you've got this dopamine high. And so when I was in low places, I never looked to alcohol and drugs. I always looked to a project that would make me feel good. And
Good
that's
for
a great
you. What a
thing.
healthy redirect. Yeah.
Totally. And I love to be able to attempt at least to plant that seed with young girls.
And then who's your other avatar? The older women who were wounded and you didn't catch it. They didn't catch it soon enough.
Yes.
Yeah.
Someone made some comment that they heard when they were young that made them never want to sing again or play an instrument or anything. Adults don't always understand the damage they can do. You make a joke about them being off pitch or something, and they might say nothing to you, but it wounds them forever.
Right.
And then they get older and they're like, I never pursued this thing. I want to pursue it. Is it too late? Blah, blah, blah. And no, it's not too late. That's the beauty of it.
That's it. So if you had a rooftop message, Judy, for the whole world to hear and heed, what do you want anyone watching this video to take away? Talk.
You have so much inside you that you could pull out and hone into whatever you want. It doesn't have to be singing. But there's this idea again that you have to already show signs of something. You can reach inside you and find something that you're passionate about that inspires you to work on it. And you don't need anyone's permission. And you can just work on it. It doesn't even have to be good right now. It could be good 3 months from now. It could be amazing a year from now. But you just have to be willing to pull it out and look at it and be willing to maybe not be great for a little while so that you can be great later.
Yeah, you have to be willing to fail forward and experiment and try things and practice.
Exactly.
Practice. You're not going to be good at something right away. You've got to not let that discourage you. You've got to be willing to be bad at something in order to get good at it.
Exactly.
Awesome. Anything else you want to say before we wrap up?
I feel like I've said a lot. I feel like I've said way more than I was expecting to.
It's all good. It's all good, juicy stuff.
Just love yourself and let yourself be yourself. Yeah. That's all I've got.
Yeah, good. Well, I hope I see more of you in the group. Thanks for taking me up on this invitation.
I appreciate the offer.
Yeah, and it's so unique. I love that I got to meet you and go, wow, you're a vocal coach and a creativity confidence coach. I love it. I love that, Judy. So yay. I hope I see more of you. Thank you so much for starting off my week on such a delightful way. And
awesome.
I hope to see you and interact with you more.
You will. Thank you so much.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Who's next?